Good morning, big spenders. It's Tuesday. Um, I forgot my phone holder out in the car, and so I'm coming to you from bed. Hold on. Let me try something. Get some of the glare off my glasses. I doubt it bothers anybody else, but it bothers me. Yeah, it's still there. Oh well. Um, I am at the Holiday Inn Express in Austinburg, Ohio, which is just inside the border of Ohio from Pennsylvania. Drove here yesterday from Petersburg, New York, which is right on the border of New York and Vermont and Massachusetts. It was a long day. Uh, Not sure how far I'm going to go today. I don't, well, I'm like 9 hours from home. And I'm doing a makeshift holder here with a pillow. Um, anyway, this trip has taught me one thing, and that is that with my migraines, I cannot do more than about 6, 7 hours of driving on my own. So, good to know. So, I'm probably going to stay in Indianapolis or thereabouts tonight. It'd be a good day to encourage your friends to subscribe, get a paid subscription because, dear God, the money, oh God. Okay, we're not going to worry about it though, because it'll be fine. It always is. Wow, what a week. What a weekend. Uh, I'm still processing everything. Solid Sound was incredible. Oh my God, it was so good. And I only went to 2/3 of it. So, and then those 2/3, I didn't really do that much. See, I still have my Little Mermaid. I love her. That's why I'm still wearing this. It accidentally got tightened. I was getting dressed on Sunday, and I think I accidentally grabbed the tail end as I was putting on my shirt, and it pulled, and so it pulled tight, and so I can't slip my wrist out of it. So I'm going to wait till I get home and break off the plastic with some pliers so I can keep my little souvenir. It was incredible. Oh my God. It was everything. Well, let me back up a little. Last we talked, I was at Niagara Falls and I did go see the falls. I was debating it. Stupid. But I did go out in the rain, and I just went to the Horseshoe Falls, the Canadian Falls, the big one. Because I was preserving energy, and wow, wow, just as beautiful and tremendous and awe-inspiring as I remembered. Um, then I drove across New York. And then to get to Solid Sound each day, it was only a 30-minute drive, but it took me through 3 states. So that was cool. I stayed in a wonderful little Airbnb that was an old farmhouse, and the guest house was like attached to it with a portico in between. And super sweet host, Kelly. She was awesome. But yeah, so comfy, so cozy. It was great. It was everything I needed. Um, but yeah, Friday, I was really kind of anxious because even with ADA provisions, Solid Sound and Mass MoCA, the museum where it's held, don't do that great of a job with ADA stuff. Um, they're getting better, but yeah, I'm going to write an email. But yeah, I got there and I wasn't in the gate 5 minutes and I started running into people I know, which was fantastic. First person I saw was the former director of the Woody Guthrie Center, who's in Boston part time now, and talked to her briefly. And God, just as soon as I walked in, it was like summer camp reunion. All these people that I know and know online and know in person. My neighbor Alicia was there. She was one of the first people I ran into. Of course, we never see each other when we're in Belleville, and we always see each other at Wilco stuff out of town. So we had a little talk about that. So, Ken, we got to see each other at home. We live a mile apart. I drank my coffee out of a mug that she made every morning. That she hand delivered to my house and left on my porch. We gotta be better neighbors than this. I gotta be a better neighbor than this. Um, Started Friday with Billy Bragg's set, his solo set, which was so good. It had been years since I'd been able to see him, and man, he's as fired up as ever. And I love that with everything that's going on in the world, he's he's a political musician, always has been. He got his start writing and playing songs for the striking miners in the UK in the early 80s. And he's still, very much pro-union. I remember him once calling socialism organized compassion, which I have always loved that description. I think it's very, very true. And now he's been writing, he's got a couple of songs that he's written about the anti-ICE protests, and one called City of Heroes about Minneapolis. But he's also really hitting the drum hard for trans and non-binary people, especially young people. And of course, being CJ's mom, that really touched me. I'm gonna cry talking about it. But it was great. It was great. Okay, this is one of the things, Solid Sound, there's always debate. It never rains at Solid Sound. Or it always rains at Solid Sound. My friends, I've been to Solid Sound. This was my fourth one. I have never not gotten soaked to the bone. And it started pouring rain in the middle of Billy's set. And I kept thinking, I had a rain poncho and an umbrella. And I didn't want to pull out my umbrella because there were people behind me. And I kept thinking, by the time I get into my poncho, it'll stop. It didn't stop. So I finally put on my poncho, thinking this will make the rain stop. It didn't stop. So I got soaked, and that's okay. It was fine. I dried. The sun then came out, and I dried out quickly. That was fine. Nobody melted. Gang of Four played after that, and holy shit, they were so good. Perfect tone to follow Billy. I'll just leave it at that because I've already talked for almost 10 minutes. Highlight of the night, highlight of the festival, highlight of my year, highlight of many things. Wilco and Billy Bragg reunited to play songs from Mermaid Avenue, which Mermaid Avenue is a series of 3 albums where they researched in the Woody Guthrie archives. They were the first musicians who were granted permission to do this back 30 years ago. They researched in the Woody Guthrie archives and took lyrics that he hadn't written music for and composed music to make them into songs. couple of things about that. I'm going to go down the nerd wormhole here. One, it wasn't until after Woody's wife died and her daughter Nora inherited all of her stuff, which included all these boxes of Woody's writings. It would take a few years before our archivist would figure out how prolific of a writer he was. About 300 or so of his songs had been recorded at that time. They found out that was only 10% or so of what he had written. Yeah, crazy amounts of songs. However, they weren't really songs because he didn't know how to write music notation. So they were just lyrics. And Wilco and Billy Bragg composed the music and made these beautiful songs. And they'd only played them, they never toured together. They never did a full show together. If they happened to be in the same place at festivals, they would play like one song together, one or two. There was some bad blood between them for a while that kept it from happening, and then just logistically. So Friday night was the first time they played a full set of the songs together, and my God, it was worth the wait. I'd always listened to the Mermaid Avenue albums because I was a Wilco fan. Been a Wilco fan from the beginning in the 90s. But I was going through some stuff in 2012, and at night in the winter, I would go out into my hammock, and I'd take a quilt and my iPod, or my phone, whatever it was back then, and I would snuggle down into my hammock, and I would listen to these songs and just cry. And the next thing I knew, I was traveling around the country learning about Woody and writing about him, and that's how I got my manuscript. That's how I wrote my book. So to say that these songs mean a lot to me is an understatement. I was a puddle. Oh my God, I was a puddle the entire set. It was everything I'd hoped and more. I won't go into the details. There are plenty of other places that did. Rolling Stone, Washington Post, Paste Magazine, all the major music publications have already published articles about it. Best concert I've ever seen. I've yet to see anybody say anything negative about it. Oh my God, it was an incredible night. At the end, Nora, his daughter, came out. She'd been out for a song earlier, which was very sweet. And she brought her daughter and her niece, Sarah Lee Guthrie, and all of Woody's great-grandkids to sing California Stars and This Land Is Your Land with however many thousand of us singing along. It's a perfect moment. Everything was right in the world for a bit. I'm gonna cry talking about it. I didn't get any interviews, and that's fine. Didn't need them. I skipped Saturday because I way overdid it on Friday. I was migraining all day Saturday, so I just stayed at my lovely little guest house and stayed and took multiple naps and slept in and recovered, which was necessary, and then went back out on Sunday and saw Jeff Tweedy's closing set, which was great. And through all of this, oh my God, I just kept running into people I know, people I've known for years, my friends Donna and Carol, my friend Beth from the Afghan Wigs fandom. She's also a Wilco fan. We finally got to do something Wilco related together. Ellen, who is one of the moderators of the Solid Sound Facebook group. Oh my God, strangers, strangers. Um, on Friday, I wore a t-shirt that said, "Listen to Woody Guthrie." I made friends with that shirt. Oh my God, everybody stopped me to tell me how much they liked my shirt. And it was a conversation starter, and so many people asked, "Where'd you get it? What prompted it?" And so, I've been writing about him since 2012 and researching him. And man, I've got the Facebook friends. It was like ding, ding, ding. And which is great. But I mean, I was sitting in the ADA seating area, and Ellen, who I hadn't met in person before, came up. She's like, "I saw the back of your head and I recognized you." I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to know what's going on the back of my head, but okay. She offered to go stand in line to pick up dinner for me so I wouldn't have to, because the lines were really long and kind of far away. Whoop, sorry, I'm not wearing a bra, sorry. But yeah, she stood in line and brought my dinner to me, and I paid her back. And then this couple that I was sitting next to, we were talking between Gang of Four and the main set on Friday, and she was running up to get drinks for her and her husband, who was in a wheelchair. And it was like, "Can I bring you something?" Like, you know what? I could use a bottle of water. Brought me a bottle of water. I mean, the kindness that just stretched throughout the weekends. I mean, I showed up alone, let's say it, disabled, and not sure how I was going to handle this, and everyone took care of me. Strangers took care of me. Friends took care of me. It's the world we need. It's the way we should all be. I had a wonderful time. That's all I can say. I'm crying now. Yeah, I'm gonna try to write about it before I leave the hotel today. Still processing it, but it was incredible. It was the whole reason why I wrote this book, because these are the things I learned while learning about Woody. And I'm gonna go cry and drink coffee now. Thank you for your support, because you helped make this happen. I appreciate it so much. Love you all. As Jeff says, be good humans. I know you will. You already are. Bye.